board meeting for the Rockcastle County Board of Education. It's always good to see our students here and staff and a few parents especially. Thank you for supporting your children. And thank you for bringing them to share their talents and skills and abilities with us. We always look forward to that every month. The first thing is to call the meeting to order, and we will start out with a moment of silent prayer. Amen. Item 1B is the roll call. Please let the minutes reflect the attendance tonight. Item 1C is the reading of board team commitments. Oh, you got it pulled up? That's all right. And it's got pulled up. Just go read it.
To improve our effectiveness, the board team for Rockcastle County School commits to review processes and experiences to identify and direct improvements, continuously define and work towards long-term goals which serve all students and of the district, make each decision based on the facts and the best for all students, listen to each other and speak freely, work together, support each other and not surprise one another, discuss board deliberations to a point of mutually agreeable resolutions based on factual information, support the majority decision projecting board unity towards shared goals for continuously improving district-wide student learning, operate without personal agenda, respect one another, agree to disagree respectfully, delegate implementation and to superintendent and education team, and to respectfully remind each other of these commitments.
Thank you, Ms. Anna. Item 2 on our agenda is to adopt the agenda. The only thing that we need to do under operations and actions, we are going to ask that we table L until further meeting in the future because Ms. Carey needs to find out some more information. But besides that change, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
Move to approve as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Yep.
Okay. Item 3 is our school and community showcase. And the first thing on our list tonight is the Rockcastle County Middle School, Ms. Willis.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have got two groups of kiddos from the middle school this year. Last year we presented on our Renaissance Club and everything that we were doing to reward student behavior, attendance, and grades. And this year, where as a district we have taken the initiative to do Leader in Me, we wanted to see how both of those initiatives really work together and how we can use everything to support not only students, but also the staff and our faculty in our building. So I have got Miss Brittany Adams, who's in charge of our Red Rocket Club, and Miss Rose Payne, who's one of our people that's in charge of our student leadership group. They have brought some students and created a presentation to show you what this looks like inside of the middle school this year.
Hello, I'm Jada James. I'm an 8th grader at RCMS, and I'm part of the Rockcastle County Rock Club. Rock Club is a student-led spirit club that works to promote student and faculty morale. Students fill out an application and write a brief summary on why they should be given the opportunity to join Rock Club. Once accepted, students collaborate to plan spirit weeks, organize and plan rallies, and organize and give out staff week treats and pick-me-ups.
Hi, my name is Kennedy. I'm an 8th grader at RCMS, and I'm a member of the Rock Club. Jostin's Renaissance and Leader in Me work makes school better and by teaching students how to be leaders and celebrating them when they use those skills. Leader in Me shows students how to lead, and Renaissance encourages them to keep by reorganizing their hard work, recognizing their hard work. When both are used, schools feel more positive, motivated, and welcoming, where students feel comfortable being themselves, trying their best, and supporting each other.
Hello, my name is Trip Nicely, and I'm a 6th grade student, and I'm a member of Student Lighthouse team. The Student Lighthouse team is a group of students who can help lead our school. The team promotes and positive behavior and works to make the school a better, more supportive place for everyone. We are proud to be a part of the team that helps make our school a great place to learn and grow.
Hi, my name is Haley Slater, 7th grade student and member of the Student Lighthouse team as well. As members of the Student Lighthouse team, we don't just learn about leadership, we actually practice it every single day. We help out around the school and take on important jobs that make a difference on our daily lives. Some of us welcome students to make them feel noticed and included, while others help new students feel comfortable by showing them around the school when they enroll. We also help during parent-teacher conferences, lead the morning announcements, and plan special events for teachers. Most importantly, we speak up for other students, which helps us feel like we really belong and are an important part of our school. In your hand and on the screen, you can see something the Student Lighthouse team did during our spring parent-teacher conferences. We handed out an Synergy challenge to our families. Synergy means that our way is better than my way or your way. When we bring our different strengths together, we can create a result that none of us could have achieved alone, just like putting a puzzle together.
Hello, my name is Molly Willis, 8th grade student and member of the Lighthouse team. Every morning during homeroom, we do more than announcements. We practice being a leader. We learn about the 7 habits through Leader in Me lessons and talk about how we can use them in our lives. Often, students can teach these lessons as well. Our goal is not to just understand these habits, but actually use them in our everyday life and help us start our day in a positive and responsible way.
Um, students work to plan in a plan an sorry um make different surprises to help boost staff and morale. Some examples are painting trophies for staff recognition, creating cards to show appreciation, and popping in to say hello and you're appreciated. Me and my friend also in our club, Jalen Hager. There's a lot of photos of me and her up there. We usually do the staff recognition. That's what we usually do. So.
Rallies are designed to recognize hard work of students and staff that run over the past 9 weeks. Students are recognized and given prizes based on attendance, grades, and behavior. Rock Club organized the rallies by planning and organizing games and getting awards ready for its novelty recognition. Grade levels compete for bragging rights, winning games, and banners for attendance, grades, behavior, and spirit.
So as you can see, we have really taken on the leader in me, and we found out that about 70% of things that we do in school can be done by kiddos. So we are going through and what are the things that we're doing that adults are doing that we could pass that off. Organizing the rally days. What do you all want to do for fun? What's going to motivate you? Rather than us try to sit down and come up with a list of what's going to motivate kids, well, what do you all want to do? And how can we make those things happen? Instead of me getting on every morning and doing announcements, that frees me up in the morning. We now have our leadership team, our Lighthouse team going in and doing announcements. We started off with our yearbook class doing that. And that's actually getting kids involved, and some of the kids that are wanting to go into journalism, those things are starting to come out and they want to do that as well. So for our new building, we've already talked about, is there a spot where we can maybe get a green screen and set up and do a bigger production for that in the mornings? So this is just open up more talk about what can we do next year and how can we grow and make this even bigger and better at the middle school, and how can we get everybody involved and everybody supported at the middle school. Do you all have any questions?
I'm super impressed.
Yeah.
You did a great job. Like, really, it's very nerve-wracking to get up and talk.
It's super impressive.
Yes.
For you all to be your age and to get up and talk in front of this many adults, you all are super impressive. You did a great job.
Do you like to be involved in the decisions of your school?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm going to piggyback off of what they said. Just, I'm always impressed when I get to hear our students. They all did a wonderful job. And, I hate to throw this out here, but Ken, I'm so thankful that Kennedy's like her mother, aren't you?
Always.
No, they do
They do a great job.
fabulous, and
Yeah.
thank you for
Thank you.
everything that you and your staff do every day. I wanted to add, I have a middle schooler, so I come in that school probably more than any other school. Uh, always, always welcomed, feel very welcome when I come into your school building. I also see all of the safety measures that you have set up, and that is very, as a parent, that is something that I feel very comfortable leaving my child there. And I know that you have more traffic on your campus than any campus in our district because of the building and stuff. And I just think that your staff has done a phenomenal job with all of
That
that.
is something we hold very dear. We know we have a lot of safety measures and we want those, but we also want the school to be a welcoming place for parents. They send us their children every day, but we want them to feel welcome to come in there also and that they're welcomed and to feel safe when they come in also.
Well, they're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you
Smith.
all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, parents, for bringing your kiddos to. And guys, you're welcome to come to any of our meetings.
Stay for the whole thing.
But it's downhill from there, okay?
That's what I'm part.
Yes, absolutely. Item 3B, oh, I'm sorry. I said it was downhill and I knocked it, I just,
Sure.
yeah. We will have our construction update.
Actually, a lot has happened, but it's all inside, so it's that. But this is your new blue, right? Next month it'll be lined when I show you a picture of it. Go ahead.
It is.
It looks gorgeous. That's what the kids are not working.
Keep going. Then one more. So
Yeah, that looks beautiful.
that's what it looks like now. They're practicing on it and using it. So we did have a little issue where it was red for a moment. So, but they fixed it, so that's good.
It looks great.
As you can see, the wing on the left-hand side or the right-hand side where you're looking at it is pretty much done. Getting ready to put roofing and stuff on that, and they're working on the other side right now. Just a little closer, you can see all the classrooms are in there. And then this is the side they're working on. That will be done fairly soon too. I think with about midweek next week, we should be able to put the roof on both sides of those. Go ahead. Just some other views, just kind of go around. Go ahead. This is your back side looking in under your thing. Go ahead. Just some more. We are doing some rock work, and I know that all the kids in the school definitely know. It's actually so much harder right now that I think they're only going to go a little farther. Then we're going to have to wait till they get out and blast the corner because they just can't. We tried the bus road during spring break. We couldn't even get 6 inches. Like it's bad. So we're going to blast that.
Will that hurt what you've done?
No. No.
Okay.
No. This is actually going down that hallway and that wing that's done without the roof on it. We're going to kind of walk around good to the inside. That's you looking across the way through a window. This is the cafeteria, and you can see the two openings in the back are going to that other smaller cafeteria section. It's pretty much ready. You should start next month. You will see all finishes in this area. There should be paint and all this stuff ought to be done in this area. This is the kitchen. You can see the hoods in. Your freezer and cooler is in as well. They all came in last week, and this week they're finished that one up today. Just another view of it from the other side of the kitchen. That's the hood to the dishwasher. So that's the little dishwashing station. That's your new loading dock out in the back. And then you have, this is just a little picture of the back. This is your basement in the AV section of the building. It's coming up pretty well. I'm thinking by the end of next week, all the walls will be up in there. We do have a push date for your elevator, which is May 15th. So everybody's in a big panic to get it power. We got to get power to them too. So those are good things to keep people motivated to get going a little faster. So just another view inside there. The ductwork's going up. And so everybody's pretty much moving down to that area right now and working their way up. I don't know if that's the last one. No, that's just a picture of your overhang out by the outside of where we were just looking. So that's it.
Will that be level across once it's all finished?
Yes. Yeah, that's all.
Just gotta be concrete.
That'd be all concrete.
You can see how much more space.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So there's really a ton of space under there.
That'd be great.
Which is see that, so. Any questions? Swing by. come
What's
look at
keeping
it.
you up at night?
Huh?
What's keeping you up at night about it?
Nothing, nothing yet.
Okay. Can you record some of the rock hammering stuff? So we can give Miss Willis a CD to keep in her office.
And every staff member, yeah, we all hear it in our sleeve.
We'll just play it over the PA next year.
It'll be great to have a PA and camera.
You know, I was over there the other day and I heard that and it didn't click with me for a few seconds and I kept looking around. I was like, what is that? And I was like, why did I? Okay, fast forward to testing. What are we doing during testing?
They're done.
Done in May.
Okay, that's, I wanted to find that out.
We've already talked about that.
You were saying that when you go into school, you feel welcome. I do feel welcome too when I go in there, but generally I get called in there if there's an issue. If I walk in there.
You're called to the principal's office.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you know, and I commend everyone that's out there working on that project because it could not be, it could not be going as smoothly if you were not doing everything on your end to ensure that it's done that way. So I commend you and then all the workers. Thank you.
They're great. They're all working hard. So.
Thank you very much. The next thing on tonight is operations and actions. Bye, kiddos. Thank you all so much. Jessica, you don't want to stick around. I know you missed it. With operations and actions, remember we are tabling L to be discussed at a later date. Does anyone have any questions for Dr. Ballinger?
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Item 5A is the review and approve the monthly financial report. Ms. Jenny?
Good evening. I'm here for our financial report for the month ending in March. You'll see we have a Fund 1 cash balance of $5.9 million. This month we've had revenues in Fund 1 of $1.9 million and expenses of $1.7. In looking at our total book balance, we're at $13.9 million, and that takes into account all of our funds. Do you have any specific questions? One area that I thought I might mention, I know we've all seen the news and we've all been to the gas pump, and that's been a topic that's, you've probably seen some other school districts being interviewed. I did take a look today at our cost for fuel compared to last year. Of course, that is trending up slightly. However, our budget is built to sustain those increases, you know, kind of where they currently are. Now, if we go off the charts, that might be a different story, but as of now, we're on track to stay within budget at the end of the school year is the projection.
Ms. Jenny, overall, based on our budget for this existing school year that we are in, percentage-wise, how do you feel we are at this point?
Percentage-wise, we're on track. I periodically do tests in different funds, in different line items. If there's something, as you know, we have percentages that we track each line item. I'll do tests on specific line items to make sure that we're going to stay within budget.
I'm just curious, how many gallons of diesel fuel do we use a week or a month or?
I would defer that to the transportation director.
A lot. We get, at the bus garage, we get 3 deliveries, usually 3 deliveries per week. Each one of those can go anywhere from 700 to about 1,100 gallons per delivery, depending on how the week's gone, how many trips we've had. We get
Do we get that so is that something you bid out, the cost of that? It is not? Is there anything in statute that says how much you can pay or have to pay or?
I'll defer that back to Ms.
Okay.
We have a negotiated rate with the vendor that has been competitive with the market.
And we get really, really good service.
Do we get a discount because we buy so much?
Do what?
I said, do we get a discount because we buy so much?
So the current, the last load that we got delivered was $4.92 per gallon. So if you want to compare that to what you see, it's well over $5 a gallon, I think, for diesel, most places, right now. So it was about 4.60 a gallon for 3 or 4 weeks there. Before everything went sideways, we were down about 3.80, 3.90 a gallon.
Okay, so correct me, or Miss Jenny, many, many years ago when fuel was so high. Uh, do you remember, like, was it higher than what it is now?
I think it has been once.
One time, I believe, I think. And we build our budget based on that year,
Okay.
so that we are always budgeting higher, for fuel costs, because, you never know when that's going to happen. So we project at a higher rate to ensure that we have enough funds set aside for that.
Thank you all for being proactive about that.
Very much. Are there any other questions about any of the other funds, or expenses?
Thank you, Miss Jenny. Need a motion to approve the monthly financial report.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor? Item 5B, review and approve the amended 25-26 Rockcastle County School calendar. Hopefully this will be the last time. we
I
do
hope
this.
so. We asked you to amend it to February, and we changed a couple things at that meeting. And as you said, Miss Angie, hopefully this is the last time. If you notice, there's a couple of, we missed 3 days there in March for illness and then one for snow on the 17th. So we have adjusted the calendar. This calendar reflects the last day of school would be May the 27th. The closing day there would be May the 28th, and that's Memorial Day is of course that Monday. We will not have school on the 19th. The board approved that to be a PD day back in February, so we won't have school that day, but we will have a professional development day. And then again, the holiday on the 25th, the 26th, 27th are the days that we added, and then closing day on the 28th. I might also mention, we've had a lot of questions about graduation. The plan for that, if this calendar is approved, graduation would be that Tuesday night on the 26th. And then I think project graduation would follow that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the 27th, on May the 27th, school would dismiss that day at 11 a.m. So that would just be a half a day.
We will move forward on that day with having our traditional staff cookout to thank their staff appreciation cookout.
I move to approve the amended calendar.
Second.
All in favor?
Yep.
No more days off.
Thank you.
Better not be said.
We hope not.
Not
Mr.
gonna-
Mr. Ripper, I know this is a loaded question, but I know we're always concerned about attendance, like that 26th worries me. Is there anything we can do to incentivize students to be there that day? Or
Well,
do we have any plans for that, I guess?
the high school, they have final exams, and I would assume that probably undergraduate final exams would happen that day. I don't know that for a fact, but you can talk to Mr. Bustle, that has really helped.
That's helped tremendously. And if they do not take you have to have a final exam in every class. And if you do not take that final exam, you are required to come to summer school to complete that class.
So, that week's gonna be tough. No matter what you do, coming back from Memorial Day, I do think it will help having graduation that night.
Yeah, I agree.
But of course, the 27th, generally on that last half day, we have about 50% attendance.
Sure.
And no matter what you do, that's probably not going to change on that last day. So, I think there are some things like the high school did that can help with that, but it's tough that week. Our attendance was not good in March. There was a lot of illness. And when we were out that 13th and the 16th and then the snow on the 17th, since that time, it's improved pretty dramatically. It's been 94 almost every day since 94% should say, almost every day since we came back from spring break. So those days are difficult, being out like that in March, but they really did help us get through that little stretch and get over that. So appreciate the flexibility of everybody involved in that. I know that obviously that wasn't planned, but we try to weigh, Mr. Hopkins, we've had that conversation a lot of times and others, how's attendance going to be now as opposed to the end of the school year? So it's always difficult trying to figure that out and how's it going to look.
Appreciate all the work on attendance. I know we're still up for the year, a little shade over last year, which is great. So.
Yep, we are, and any increase is good, and usually April's our best month, so probably should have said that.
He could get the yearly attendance over 94%. We'd probably buy him a hamburger on the last day of school.
I'll take a hamburger.
I'll buy him a milkshake to go with his hamburger.
Which school right now has got the best attendance? Is it?
Yeah, Roundstone is almost always, they're tough to beat. Now that you say that, I need to do my March attendance cap. I don't think I've done it for March.
I just see it on the list.
But it's in my report. Throughout the course of the year, it is Roundstone, but now Mount Vernon, Roundstone's 93.99. Roundstone or Mount Vernon is 93.87, and Broadhead's 93.83. So they're all really close.
It's really good.
And the high school's improved. If you look at the high school from 2 years ago, 90.78, 92.46, and the middle school showed a little bit of improvement. But that's really good increase for the high school over a couple of years. So.
Thank you, Mr. Ripley.
Thank you all.
Yes, okay. Item 5C, review and approve the 26-27 insurance proposal from Houchins Insurance Group. Ms. Jenny?
Okay, we have a proposal for several policies presented from Houchins Insurance Group. And the carrier, this is a new carrier for the district, is Obsidian. Just kind of want to go over and highlight, the different areas of this proposal. Based on the attached proposal, our renewal option for our general policies, which includes our general property, automotive, our crime, law enforcement, our umbrella premium, that entire large policy is proposed at $428,641. This is an increase of $22,739 from the prior year. This also includes our workers' comp policy with Kimmy. It is proposed at $50,586. This is an increase of $12,754. And our cyber insurance is proposed at $14,336. It has an increase of $408. Our total package increase for this year is $35,902.50.
So are you proposing that we move it to this company?
We have been with Liberty Mutual as a carrier for several years, and you'll note Houchins has referenced that the quote was not provided at this time, and we also received notification today that our rate increase with Liberty would have been 25% increase.
Is there, okay, I'm going to ask this. Is there a reason why a 25% increase? I mean, that's substantial.
Based on, in any year, an increase would be based on claims from the prior year.
Okay, my next question. Were we not just presented an award for, we had a great year? Well, maybe we need to give that back to them.
It's other claims also across the state. So, if,
yeah, but why would that?
Flooding, tornado, all of that is catching up. And so school districts all over the state, their prices are rising as a result of all of that.
So this insurance group, they bid this out to all of these?
Yes. They look at several different carriers and they do that work for us as kind of our insurance agent of record, and they have come to us with a proposal that, considering the rate increases that we have heard other districts, share with us, based on that climate, the increase, while we would not want any increase, it's not 150,000, so.
Well, I kind of understand the Kimmy up and down,
Yes.
but, I mean, overall, the premium for our general liability, I feel like that's a big, I mean, for us, I mean, just, I mean, that's a big difference.
It's just like personal insurance, your car, it's all kind of increased.
Well, that's
pretty much
the
every
first
time.
The
Oh, I mean, at home.
workers' comp going up, are the rates just going up on that, or?
So if you may recall, our mod rate changed ever so slightly this year. If you recall, last year it had a decrease.
That's what I was thinking.
So, we had a little bit larger gap. So when the mod changed, we have a very, very low mod rate, and that went up ever so slightly, and that is the result of that change, of that increase.
So it's not gonna be if we have to use our policy, when we have to use our policy, they are a good carrier, they are.
Highly recommended by Houchins, and we look forward to to working with them. And we still work with Houchins Insurance and all of their agents and representatives. They're kind of the front line for us. So we've worked with them for a number of years.
They're like an underwriter.
They're the underwriter.
They get like a small percentage, whatever.
So, and we don't expect it, like, I know, like, if you insurance hop a lot, it would probably be the same as if you insurance hopped it as like a homeowner or a vehicle. I assume this would be the same. So, we don't expect like a huge hike next year by going with them this year.
That would, there's not really a way to predict that.
Predict that.
It would be based on, are there catastrophic events that happen, in our area, in our region?
I'm just saying
we
by
have
changing,
just,
just.
we would not anticipate that.
Okay.
One of the positives is we do have enhanced projection against major catastrophic risk. As you recall, we looked at buy down policies previously, and some of those rates are included. So we're not having to add the buy down policies for hail, wind, water. Those are included. Some of our deductibles are lower with this policy. So there are some positives with this policy being offered as well.
I was going to ask you about the deductibles. Is that
Mm-hmm.
Comparable to what we had before?
Slightly higher property value increases, which is a positive, and lower deductibles in several areas.
I'm surprised the cyber policy's not more. I mean, I figured it would go up as much as percentage-wise. I mean, you would.
I move to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you so much.
Sorry to ask so many questions. Sure.
Anytime.
We've asked a lot too, Lena. It's been a process.
Item 5D, review and approve the recommendation to accept the bid submitted by Everon LLC for integrated security and access control system and authorize the contract award. Mr.
So,
Trent.
thank you. So after last month's board meeting, we opened up that RFP that you guys approved. It was pretty much a month-long process. We had 4 interested parties come in for a mandatory walkthrough day that took pretty much all day. All the bidders have been very engaged. We ended up getting 3 bids, and Everon, based on completeness of their bid and it being the low bid, we recommend that we accept their bid and move forward with our project. It came in substantially under the grant amount that we were awarded. We were awarded $103,450. So we're going to reach out to the Homeland people at the state office and see if we can use that money or if we just lose it. So we don't know. This is the first time we've worked with them. We're going to find that out. But we got really good bids. I felt like it was a good process, and everybody's really engaged, and I spent most of my vacation answering questions.
Second.
First and second, all in favor? Item 6A, review the superintendent's personnel action report.
Give you all just a moment to look over that, and as you're looking at that, job postings as of today, we have posted the Mount Vernon Elementary principal position. Miss Becky did, officially turn in her intent to retire. We did beg her to stay and tried diligently to convince her otherwise, but I think she's ready to move on. So that is posted. We have a math position posted at RCMS, a language position at RCMS, math at RCHS, and JROTC at RCHS right now. So those are all posted.
Does anyone have any questions? Item 7 is department reports. Do you fine folks have anything you want to share? They're wanting to go home. I don't. It's been a long day, isn't it? Item 8 is public comment. To my understanding, there's nothing that is in. Number 9 is superintendent communication.
We've already talked about graduation, project graduation. Andy, from your perspective, is there anything we need for project graduation or anything you need from us?
I'll bring that on May because I don't know yet. So we do have another fundraiser this Saturday at Lone Star. If y'all like to come out, I think it's a Trent, if you know, 11 to 2, maybe. We have a dessert auction. We have some silent auction items and meet the candidates. So please come support us. We have been very, very thankful with all the community support. It's amazing how many people are like, I remember my project graduation. We had so much fun. I actually can attest. People are so excited that we're bringing it back. And these kids, please tell kids to come. Seniors, that's the one thing we need is people to tell them to come. We meet with them Friday. It's going to be fun.
Well, thank you for all your hard work. I know you've been working a lot on it, so thank you on behalf of our students. I do want to talk just a moment about our May meeting. Our May meeting is May the 12th. We will be doing our final community-based accountability update on that day. I would like to have community-based accountability meeting from 5:30 to 6:30, and then officially start our board meeting at 6:30, or maybe even 6:40 to give people just a few minutes to clear out. That way, when we're in this room, we don't have to have it organized like this for the board meeting and the people that are coming to our community-based accountability. We have plenty of room to spread out. So 5:30 to 6:30 for that update. Then we'll go into the board meeting. You typically, in years past, I have been evaluated in the month of June, but if you'll recall, way back to March, we just decided we would do this pilot program where I would be evaluated on less standards. As part of that pilot program, I have to be evaluated in May. So we will do that next month, and I have given you an updated copy of what those 5 standards look like, just for you to review until that time. And it's much simpler. It's very streamlined and simpler, so it will not take you nearly the amount of time that it has in previous years to do that. I think that's all that I have. It is going to be a very, very busy, as always, the next several weeks. So watch our app, watch our Facebook post, watch things, because, there's stuff every night for our kiddos. So, I've mentioned that we will be having our cookout the last day. I'll send you all those times as we get closer. If you're able to come and join us, we'd love for you to.
Graduation at 6 or 7.
Yeah, good idea.
Mr. Russell, do you know that?
We moved it to 7 because we had 95-degree heat when it was outside. But I mean,
we'll get.
Okay.
I don't know that Miss Brain. I don't know that I've heard Miss Brainy say.
I just wanted to put on the calendar.
Yeah. Oh.
Will this be something that will be back inside this year again, or are we?
We're still.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. I think there is a lot of people that would like to have it outside, of course, because it's on a beautiful new field. But with the construction, we're just not sure that it's going to be feasible. But we're continuing to talk to Daryl and work through that and work with the high school. So it will be hard to do with everything that's going on.
The wall that faces the football field is going to be really tedious because they can't use their hydraulic scaffolds there. They're going to have to scaffold up.
They gotta move that fence all the way to shove it to the bleachers.
There's just going to be a lot going on right there.
Too much.
Well, I would say go ahead and let people know we're going to have it inside. I mean, so people can be prepared,
Safety reasons. I just don't
Yeah.
think it's feasible. We don't want them to come and take our award.
Miss Jenny doesn't either.
We don't want those high next year.
We'll continue to talk to Miss Brandy, but at this moment in time, if I were making a decision as of right now, I would say I don't think it's gonna be feasible.
We could at least like kids have a picture on the field, I assume, at some point.
We'll let them wear
Yeah,
their concert.
absolutely. We
Let
can
them
do
wear their
that.
concert t-shirts and
That's
just have that.
a high place to take it from.
Yeah.
I still have my senior concert t-shirts.
Well, they can, when they toured the middle school with their caps and gowns that day, they can get on that day.
It's no running back.
Matt, do you have anything?
I don't think so.
Miss Angie?
No, I don't. I'm so thankful for the sunshine and spring. We have made it through another winter. So thankful for you guys.
Talking about the spring and the sunshine. Okay, so I was at the high school yesterday afternoon and noticed that it was smoldering hot in there. Is our air and everything set on a timer, shuts down at a certain time? I'm just curious.
It does.
It does,
What
okay.
time were you there?
I was there at 5:30. Yeah,
Shuts off at 4:30.
okay. Well, that's good. That's a good thing.
I noticed they're starting to fill in the valley, like in between 1326 and the high school. So what will they do, like there at your mom's, what will they do with what runs? Because that has to,
Fill all that in, as far as I know.
well, no, but that water canal runs through there and that will have to continue or they'll flood Miss Daughtery out.
They're extending that tile. They put a huge tile in there. Like when you come, well, you don't ever, well, yeah, you
Yeah,
do. When you drive up through there, when you look over there, they're extending that out.
Okay.
You can walk through that.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot bigger than
I
what you
just don't
think.
know how a
It is.
concrete truck's gonna get down there.
That's gonna be crazy. I've been wondering all of that.
I wish they'd fill it all in.
I'd like to thank all of you for all your hard,
For sure.
you know, I feel like we've had a really good school year, a lot of things. Hope we can finish strong. I don't have anything, and so thank you all, and need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Second.